go down if I were you, sunshine.
Oh, aren't you the macho one?
Right, get them inside. You all right? Yeah. Is that the last one, sir?
Yeah, it's on. Acid house parties. If I had my way, I'd round the whole lot of them up, stick them on a desert island, stuff them so full of angel dust and uppers they get so high they never come down again.
Who wants these, sir?
You've been listening at the briefing, you wouldn't have to ask.
One day that man is going to regret.
You were saying?
I would like to go. Oh, where's Stewart? You arrested him. What did you do about it?
Ackland, interview room 2. All the lads.
Right. You got to hand it to him. He knows how to pick 'em. Privileges of rank, eh?
Nice to see that some of us have got nothing better to do than stand around studying form. Excuse me, please.
Oi, what's your game?
Morning, Gov. We've got a recital at the end of the month.
Oh, how nice. The taxpayers of this country will be overjoyed to know they're paying you vast amounts of overtime so you can practice for the Met Band.
It is an official concert, Gov.
Get yourself downstairs.
Gov.
Now. Yeah, here I am.
I just passed Ellison on the stairs.
Oh, that's a world-shattering piece of news.
I could have sworn I heard that being played.
What, there? Must have been hearing things. What you got?
As clear as a bell.
I'm not going to ask you again, Tosh.
Gov?
What are you doing up here? Why aren't you downstairs taking statements?
Oh, yeah, Gov. Well, before I heard what the SP was from the raid this morning, I arranged to meet a snout of mine.
I haven't just been hatched out, old son.
Yeah, well, this bloke rings has got a tickle. You remember the consignment of gold watches that went among the missing? You know, from Friedman's to the warehouse a month back?
Oh, yeah.
He's one of my best snouts, Gov.
All right, make you me.
Oh, cheers, Gov.
But if this isn't kosher and you're just trying to get out of processing that lot downstairs...
Now, would I pull a stroke like that, Gov?
On your bike.
Cheers.
Why won't you make a statement, Susan?
Why should I?
Look, Susan, I don't think you realise just how serious this is. You're in a lot of trouble, young lady.
And some.
You know, you're quite good looking for a policeman.
Do you realise how much muck there is in here?
A nice few quid's worth, I'd say.
What were you doing at the party?
I was having a good time.
Oh, selling drugs to kids is your idea of having a good time, is it?
I wasn't selling drugs.
There's enough acid and dust in here to keep 100 hopheads high for a month.
And it was found in your possession at the time of arrest.
So what?
You also had over £200 in your purse.
Again, so what? There's no law against having money, is there?
There is a law against selling drugs. You're going down the Swanee, my girl. We're going to put you behind bars.
For 5 years.
No way. It won't happen.
5 years minimum.
You'll see.
Do that somewhere else, will you?
Morning, sir.
Inspector Burnside, this is Mr. Glickstein.
Oh, the stolen leather goods.
Pleased to meet
Mr.
you.
Glickstein.
We're not bothering you, are we?
Not at all, sir.
Right, well, I'll leave you with Inspector Burnside, Mr. Glickstein.
Thank you very much indeed.
Come with me.
Sir.
Mr. Lyons?
Yes, I'm Mr. Lyons. Come on.
So, in the last month, you've lost 30 full-length jackets.
Exactly, Inspector. It's killing me. I'm not a rich man. The game's hard. What upsets me more is that I treat my staff like my own. I look after them, I pay them well. Why would they want to steal from me like this?
Well, like you say, it's a hard game. Right, Viv, you better get cracking. And remember, not one word about WPC Martella to anyone in your factory. Not a soul.
What, not even my own son?
Sorry?
My son, Ben. He practically runs the firm for me.
No, not even your own son, Mr. Glickstein. WPC Martella must be treated exactly the same as any other member of staff. One hint of who she is and we've blown it.
He's my son. He's got a right to know what's going on.
If he knew who she was, he'd treat her different. And the other girls will pick up on that within hours. We've done this many times before, Mr. Glickstein.
Okay, so you've convinced me.
Good morning. I believe you've got a Mr. Dennis Hall in care.
Yes, we do. No visitors.
Oh, is that bad?
Afraid so. That's his daughter. She's been here most of the night.
Tom. Miss Hall?
Mrs. Pinner, if you don't mind.
But you are the daughter of Dennis Hall. Dennis often talked about you.
I didn't realise your conversations with my dad included family small talk.
I've known your father a long time. I'm Alfred Lyons.
I know who you are and what you are.
Right, just shove it in there. Do that, right, and go right back in there. Okay, really, really straightforward. You're going to need this. Oh, Mr. Glickstein, didn't tell me you were starting today. He's always taking on new girls without first letting me know. I needed a job quick. This is your machine, right? You worked one of these before? Yeah. Morning, girls. Morning, Claire. All right, beautiful.
Who's this then, pal?
Vivian, Mr. Glickstein. Only just this minute starting.
Done it again, has he? The old man. Always taking on new staff without telling me. Oh, well, no matter. You're very welcome, sweetheart. Very welcome indeed.
You watch yourself with that one, Vivian. He's got the fastest hands in town. So I noticed. He tries any of that with me and I'll break his jaw.
And the boy that handed me the note?
My son, Richard. The last thing my dad said before going into a coma is that I'd contact you. Not Anita, I love you, or God don't let me die, or anything else you'd expect. All he was concerned about was bloody well you.
I'm sorry.
Must be some old you got over him, Mr. Policeman.
Look, love, I don't think you understand.
I understand only too well. My dad was your grass. My dad. And no good grass.
Look, love, let's have a walk, eh? Come on.
What do you mean it won't come to that? It already has.
She's nicked.
But that can't be. What about her father? Her father wouldn't let that happen. He wouldn't.
And just exactly who is her father?
You mean you don't know?
I know it makes no difference, sir, but under the circumstances, we felt that you should be in the know.
Yes, thanks, Ted. Carry on as normal. I'll come back to you as soon as possible.
Sir.
Yes, sir. Does anyone else know who the girl's father is?
So far, none of our people apart from us, sir.
Good. Keep it that way for the time being, will you? Now, you know me better than that.
Yes, sir.
That'll be all.
Sir.
Eileen, get me Chief Superintendent Brown at home, will you please?
I've been watching you, darling.
So I've noticed.
Very watchable you are too, if you don't mind me saying. Tell me, how long since you've been in this game?
Why, is there a problem?
Well, let's just say you ain't the best machinist I've ever seen.
Yeah, I am a bit rusty as it happens.
Ah, I think you're getting your R's and your L's mixed up. I'll tell you what. Oh, hello, Dave. Won't be a sec. Listen, I'll see you later, babe. And take your time. Take as long as you want. Dave, my old mate, where's the Dean? I've been waiting for you.
Derek! Sir? Oh, no calls for 5 minutes, thank you, Baron. Come in, Derek.
I wish he'd told us. I feel as if he's cheated us. I mean, you know more about his past than I do.
He was rejected by the force 3 times. It's hard for a man to explain rejection to his own.
But it wasn't his fault. If it was because of his health, because of the war...
It took him years to come to terms with it. I met Dad 20 years ago when I was a fresh-faced PC. And he was still bitter then.
I still can't accept what he's been doing. What he's been doing for you. What do you call people like my dad? A snout?
Look, love. Your dad is no ordinary snout.
You mean there's more than one kind?
Oh, yeah. Your dad has a sense of right and wrong. If he joined the force when he came out of the army, you and your sisters would be the daughters of a policeman. And you'd have accepted that and be proud of it.
Yes. I'm sorry, but your father...
I've known that girl since she was a child. Ray and I pounded the beat together back in the 60s.
Well, that's why I thought it best to tell you.
Yes, of course.
May I ask how you wish us to proceed, sir?
Yes, come in.
There's a Commander Peterfield on his way up to see you, sir.
Oh, thank you, Mary. I'll go and find him.
Charlie, my old mate. How the devil are you?
Come on now. Thank you, Derek.
Come on.
Well, you're looking good, Charles.
You too, Commander.
Oh, come on. What's with all the rank and number be, eh? How's Marjorie and the kids?
They're fine. They're fine.
Good. Glad to hear it.
That one's on me. But if you need any more, my shop's open tea breaks and lunch times. Just come round, you hear?
I might just do that.
Too late.
Catch you later, Gil.
Now, let's not get too hasty.
We're not talking about some minor traffic violation. We're talking about a very serious offence.
We are talking about my daughter, Charles. My daughter. Well, hell, man, you've known her since she was born.
That has no bearing on the situation. I'm deeply sorry.
Look, Charles, we both know how it works. We both know all you've got to do is pick that phone up, say the right words in the right ears, and that will be the end of the matter.
Until the next time. I understand from statements made to my officers this is not the first time.
Well, it's just a stupid phase she's going through. Come on, you know how it is. You've got kids of your own.
You wanted to see me?
Come in, love. Sit down.
I'll stand if you don't mind. Good for the posture.
I'm very upmarket, Lee. Very upmarket in all departments. Do you know what I mean?
Did you want to see me, babe?
Oh, just a little chat. I like to get to know all my girls on a one-to-one basis.
You ever had your arm broken?
You what?
You don't know the half of it. By the way, like your watch.
You do know, of course, that I'm in line for DAC. I'll have a good chance, Charles. And well-deserved, if I say so myself.
I realise your position.
Well then, you must realise what a scandal of this nature would do to my career.
With all due respect, it's your daughter Susan that I'm more concerned about.
Well, yes, she needs help. And we both know that a force her through the mill of the legal system will not help her one bit. Now, Charles, I'm appealing to you. As a friend and as a father, just let me take the poor girl home.
So your man had a stroke and snuffed it. If you're going to be upset about anything, be upset about the fact the inconsiderate little git popped off before he gave you the info on those missing watches. Oi, what's up?
I've been summoned to the Chief Super's office. My arrest made a phone call and Daddy's come calling.
Daddy? Who's bleeding Daddy?
Ask Ted Roach. Like me, he's not best pleased with what's going on.
Oh, you know something I don't then?
In a word, yeah.
I smell a dead rat. All right, Ted, spit it out.
You know the girl we brought in for drug dealing? Her father's a commander. He came in here 10 minutes ago, went up to see the Chief Super.
So what?
So what? They've been pals from way back. I can see what's happening here a mile away.
Excuse me, sir. Viv Martella just called that in on her phone box. Said it was urgent and that you and Tosh would be well interested.
Yeah, well, she's not wrong, Alistair. Must be your lucky day.
I knew those watches were due to show.
Right, you and Carver better go down there and talk to Mr. Glickstein Jr.
I'm on my way.
Oh, and Tosh?
Yep.
If this turns out to be the gear we're after, don't muck around. Bring the little slag straight back here for a grilling.
No, sir, there's no doubt that the substances were in her possession at the time.
You put it to her that she was dealing in drugs?
Yes, sir. She made no attempt to deny it. In fact, she said, go on, nick me then, see where that gets you.
All right, officer, thank you. That's all for the moment. If you could tell Sergeant Penny not to charge the prisoner for the time being, I'll talk to him later on.
Sir.
These gold watches that were found in your possession are stolen goods. Now I'll ask you one more time. Were you aware of this fact?
No, of course I wasn't. I never nicked nothing.
You ever been in prison, Mr. Glickstein?
Me?
I thought not. Now listen. I'm going out of here to grab a cup of tea. And if you haven't told my two officers here where and from whom you got those watches by the time I get back, I'm going to nick you. And you're going to go to prison for at least 2 years. All right.
Come on, Mr. Glickstein. Open your eyes and talk to us.
You can see how far it's gone. Susan was arrested, not for the first time, brazenly and openly in possession of drugs with intent to sell.
Yes, yes.
Maybe I could pick up that phone and throw a blanket over the whole episode, but it's not something I'm prepared to do.
Oh, I can see I should never have approached you.
For Susan's sake and in the interests of justice.
You've changed over the years, Charles. You know that. When we were walking the beat together, you were a generous man. Someone to depend on. I never thought I'd see the day you stabbed a friend in the back.
My officers have a job to do. I'd be failing in my duty if I prevented them from doing it.
Your duty? That's to yourself, isn't it, Charles? Not your officers or the job. You're thinking of the next rung on the ladder and you're going to hold me down to get it.
Yes, come in.
I'm sorry to bother you, sir. I wouldn't normally do this, but under the circumstances, I thought... Your daughter wants to see you, sir.
Daughter? She's no daughter of mine.
Mr. Dave Ellis.
So?
What's occurring here?
A nicking.
You understand the charges being brought against you, sir?
What are you doing here?
She works here, me old son.
You a copper?
Said you didn't know the half of it. Was I right about the Dave character?
Spot on. We picked him up an hour ago. Cool, dear. In half be annoyed with you.
Well, well, well. Who's been a naughty little tea leaf then?
That's a Glickstein jacket.
Exactly. You dropped him right in it, and now he's returning the compliment. You've been nicking the gear out of your own factory and knocking it out on the QT. Daddy isn't too well pleased.
He won't press charges though, will he?
Not what he said on the phone 2 minutes ago. Reckons it's time you learned a lesson. Still, one good thing about it, you can get back into uniform now, Viv.
Miss Susan Peterfield, you are charged that on this day you did have in your possession controlled drugs of class A and B, namely cocaine, heroin, cannabis, sativa resin and leaf.
I think you and I better have a little chat, Gil.
Well?
Well, what?
Where is he? I thought you got this guy banged to rights.
I didn't nick him. You've just lost a good snout, and I've just recruited my first.
Yeah? You're learning.